think the issue with Hilda Solis really in some way doesn't have to do so much with her qualifications and her fantastic progressive record. It's a question of whether she's going to have the ear of the president.
Right.
And I think we don't know that. And it's my only concern about Hilda Solis. You know, I argued that we need a John Edwards type labor secretary. That's not to at all diminish Hilda Solis, but somebody who can call up the president and say, this is the way it's got to get done. And if you look at the people who currently have his ear, it's troubling. Now, the one thing that makes me feel somewhat better now is that there's a new commission that's being appointed that's going to be under Vice President Joe Biden, and it's going to include the labor secretary, and they're going to have a lot to do with domestic policy. So that may be her way into the president.
I was a Mark to you, same question. I mean, in the wash, was this, with respect to the auto workers, really a lifesaver that we threw to them, or an anchor?
Well, the only thing that you can say that's good about what happened on Friday is that it was done by the administration and not written into law by Congress, which would have made it actually harder to revoke. Barack Obama, you know, as Bush changed course 2 weeks after he started his Wall Street bailout program, which was going to start by buying up the troubled assets and then shifted into investing money directly into the banks, so too can Barack Obama change course with Bush's plan. But make no mistake, as Jonathan said, this is a full frontal attack on union workers, union standards, and the idea that people, you know, working people, you know, people who have to actually, you know, take showers when they come home from work as opposed to when they head to work, have to, you know, make do with less. 58,000, 66,000, that's too much for you folks. And so we're really, I think, in the fight of our lives. And I would also add, we haven't talked about it, but this is a dress rehearsal for the fight over the Employee Free Choice Act.
Well, that's where I want you to go. Is it a dress rehearsal for the fight over the Employee Free Choice Act?
I
That'll
think
make it
absolutely,
easier for people to unionize.
absolutely. This is raw meat to the Republican base, and to, you know, it's really a dry run for how you're going to argue that unions are 20th century anachronisms, they're dinosaurs, they're institutions that working people don't want, don't need, and that have to go. And that's exactly what the Republicans spent a week doing when the mask fell away, and we were talking about smashing the living standards, not just of the active workers, but 450,000 retirees at General Motors are now in the balance here. They're potentially out in the wind when their health care may get thrown into retiree stock, and they have to kind of get driven down to the non-union standards.